Welcome back to Shib Planet, everyone. This is Ace. Now, today we're going to do something different. We're going to step away from our usual charts and analytics. We're going to step away from our usual Shib calculations and leash calculations and bone calculations, and we're going to go to a segment which I'm going to call Battle of the Swaps. Now, since with the introduction of ShibaSwap, a lot of you have been introduced to the world of decentralized finance, and you may be now exposed to a world of other exchanges which are out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare some of the major ones which are out there. We're just going to try compare like for like in something which I would like to call round one of the comparisons. Okay, cool. Let's get right to it without wasting any more of your time. Now, so what I've done here is I've got the logos for ShibaSwap. We've got UNISWAP, SushiSwap, and PancakeSwap. And I'm going to do a comparison based on these factors here: market cap, total locked value, and all of these. And we're going to use this as an introduction to DeFi space, and we are going to try and race them to see which one lands on top. Now, this is just a fun exercise. To be honest, when I started this, I had the assumption that ShibaSwap, since I am a Shiba Inu channel, would be doing quite well, but in my research I discovered some of these exchanges have a lot of strong benefits as well. So I'm going to be quite independent here, and I'm going to try to do my best to compare like for like. So I hope you find this one interesting. Without further ado, let's get right to it. So to introduce you to our contenders today, we have ShibaSwap coming in at only just over 14 days old. Having finished this first liquidity event, we have ShibaSwap. It's lean, it's mean, it's new on the scene, and it wants to take a big piece of that pie. Then we've got here UNISWAP. UNISWAP is the oldest of all of these, and UNISWAP is really not excited that there's a lot of competition because it's one of the first ones in the space, and a lot of pretty much, at least in the terms of SushiSwap and ShibaSwap, they're pretty much forks of the original Uniswap. And a fork pretty much means a clone, or at least the base substance code of it is originally from Uniswap. SushiSwap is also new on the scene. It is, I think, it started in September of 2020, and as a fork of Uniswap, and it has a very different user interface to Uniswap, and it has been doing quite well in the market ever since. And then we're going to have PancakeSwap here, just as an introduction. PancakeSwap is the only swap which on this scene which is not on the Ethereum mainnet. The main blockchain for this one is Binance, but I just throw it in for some fun. All right, let's get right to it. We're going to start comparing just market caps. Let's start with ShibaSwap. Now, ShibaSwap is an ecosystem of tokens, but I'm going to be mainly using Shiba Inu and in some cases Bone, and you'll find out why shortly. Let's jump straight to here. Okay, so we're going to go to Shiba Inu, and we're going to see its current market cap. We have a current market cap of 2.5 billion. And then we're going to go to Uniswap. It has a current market cap of 10 billion. We'll go to SushiSwap, which has a market cap of 1 billion. And we will go to PancakeSwap, which has a market cap of 2.7 billion. Another way I could have done that was just going to coin market cap and just seeing the rankings. As you can see here, SushiSwap is leading the pack at number 11 out of all cryptocurrencies. The next one would be PancakeSwap, which I know we were beating until recently, but ShibaSwap is not far behind at 2.5, and all the way down here we're going to find SushiSwap at number 68 with a 1 billion. So if I was to put that on our rankings, it would appear taking the lead, we're going to have Uniswap, followed by PancakeSwap, and we'll have ShibaSwap over here. All right, that's not bad. And we'll pip SushiSwap a little bit because it does have a market cap. Now we can probably jump to total lock value. Actually, if I could probably add something else, we could probably look for all-time highs, but I'll do that towards the end when we do a price simulation. Total lock value. Now, the total lock value is the amount of a total amount of digital assets which are locked in in any of these exchanges in the form of providing liquidity. And it's a good measure to see how well an exchange is performing in terms of the rewards that it's giving to others. So now let's if we're to compare this properly, since Shiba Inu is the youngest of all of them, we probably should compare it to um, like for like, maybe in the first few days of each to see how well it's been performing. Okay, from what I think we can start off with Uniswap. Let's have a look and see what I can do. Let's go to Uniswap, and to do that, I'm going to go to DeFi Pulse, DeFiPulse.com. If you know from my previous video, I introduced you to DeFi Pulse. So currently, it has a TVL of 5.7 billion, which is great, but we're not comparing as of right now. We're going to try and go on the all-time chart, and we're going to compare it with when it was launched, because Shiba Inu was also launched. So it launched its version 2 on May 20th. So on May 20th, it had a $36 million TVL, and it pretty much held a lot of those for quite a while up until September. And okay, so we've got 36 mil, and let's have a look at some of the others. I'm going to go home. I'm going to go to SushiSwap, and let's see what we can do there. It currently has a 2.9 billion TVL, but I'm going to go on the all-time chart. And SushiSwap launched in September. So I'm going to go on its first day. It looks like it had a 2,000, and then data next shows the next day 1,000. Next few days, it was just in the thousands. It did have a spike, most probably because of a liquidity event or a vampire attack. That's an actual term which is used in DeFi land. We'll do another video about that. Okay, this one it has a 1 billion after about close to maybe 5 days. It had a 1 billion TVL. So well done to you. So in order to get the one for PancakeSwap, I had to go to DeFi Llama, which is another site for Binance Network, I think. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be able to have from the launch date. So I did a quick Google search to find out that according to their Twitter, since it launched in September, we know that it had a TVL of 70 million in September. So on our charts, from those of you guys who've been following Shiba Inu, we know we had well over 1.5 billion on the first, I think it was on the first day, in the first 24 hours. So in terms of TVL, like for like in the first launch, I'll definitely put ShibaSwap as doing well on that day, and I think the next one would have been PancakeSwap with that 70 mil at some time in September, followed by SushiSwap, which would have about 30 something mil, and technically SushiSwap in its first days, if we're comparing it, you saw those numbers. It was about in the thousands before that big spike. So I'll put SushiSwap maybe around here. Okay, so and remember, we're only comparing pretty much the first few days of when the exchange is launched. So next we're going to do community or holders. So this community is important because community is usually what typically is what drives just a lot of the movement and the hype in a lot of these coins. So let's just get right to it. We'll go to Shiba. We know that there's 1 million on their watch list. It's got a total holders of 596,000. I'm going to quickly compare that to the holders in Uniswap. I believe, cool. So we definitely know that Shiba Inu has twice as many holders. We'll compare that to SushiSwap. SushiSwap has 60,000 holders. So Shiba Inu is doing well in that regard, and I think here we call them wallets in PancakeSwap. And to be honest, I can't really tell how do I get the holders, but I do know that on I do know that they've got a quarter mil on their watch list. I wouldn't put that as a fair metric. I'd rather see the number of holders. So at the moment, in terms of holders, since this is just a fun exercise, in terms of holders alone in the community, ShibaSwap seems to be doing well, followed by UNISWAP, followed by SushiSwap, and PancakeSwap. It's indeterminate at the moment because I can't quickly find, and I don't want to spend too much time looking for something which I don't know. So I'll just give them the benefit of the doubt because I do know that they are very, very popular, and they actually, and on a number of other factors, they actually beat all of these exchanges. Okay, I'm going to go to community. So in order for me to measure community, since there's a lot of social channels, a common social channel I'll pick would be Twitter. So the official Twitter for Shib is Shib Token. It has 750,000 followers and growing. Then we can compare that with SushiSwap, which has 116,000, and we'll follow that to Uniswap. So Uniswap has got 500,000, and I'll jump that to PancakeSwap. So PancakeSwap, in terms of Twitter alone, seems to be doing the best here. So PancakeSwap with close to 1 million will bump you up. That's a really good community. Shiba Inu has a decent sized community at 700,000. SushiSwap still lagging at this stage in terms of community, and Uniswap will jump on a little bit on the next. So technically, in terms of community at the moment, PancakeSwap has the pip. All right, so now we're going to jump to interface. Now, this part is probably the part which I like the best. We're going to compare their interfaces, but and this is probably where things begin to get different. That's the reason why I decided to do a round one, because when you start doing, when you start comparing the nitty gritties of it, you're going to see just how young ShibaSwap is. It has a lot of excellent features, and it's growing, and a lot of the features which it's growing into are most probably going to be features which are already well ingrained in some of these ones here. So let's just do, I'll call this a superficial comparison. So let's jump straight to our one. We're going to go to ShibaSwap. So everyone's familiar with this at the moment. What I personally like about ShibaSwap, I really, really like the interface. If you're a person who's new to DeFi, it tells you straight up what you're able to do. There's a swap function, and it even tells you exactly what it does. It says you have to swap your tokens for other tokens. That's really nice and basic. If you're a liquidity provider, it tells you here this is where you can provide liquidity and earn bone. And it tells you if you have liquidity pairs in another, it tells you in another place, for example, if you have them in SushiSwap or Uniswap, it tells you that you can actually migrate your pairs which you have existing on other platforms and bring them here. So at least it tells you everything at the same time. What I like about this platform, it gives you the current price, and yeah, and it's a one-stop shop for everything, at least in terms of visually over here. And it's got some, and that's pretty much what it has. It just has its additional items here. Some things which it doesn't have. I'm not sure if this is showing on the bottom of your screen, but I know some of these links, at least at the beginning, were not going particularly anywhere. And that's because it's new, and we can forgive them for that. So we're going to jump straight to a next one. I'm going to take you guys to this one here is Uniswap. Now Uniswap is very, very simple in layout. It'll end up being just a matter of preference. Uniswap, as soon as you log into it from their main website, this is exactly where it takes you. It just takes you to the swap interface. If you're just about swapping tokens, it's straight to the point. That's one plus about it. What I'm not a fan of personally, and this is a personal preference, is it doesn't show you the options and its full capabilities straight away, as does Shiba Inu. What it does have in its pluses is it does allow you to be able to change the theme color. I know in the old on the old website, we used to be able of the Shib token, we used to be able to see different themes. So I'm not sure if we'll ever get to see different themes on on this one, but anyway, it is what it is. Okay, that was SushiSwap. It does have, okay, I'm only going to do a surface scan because the deeper we get into it, you'll start seeing other metrics. And in round one, we're not going to compare some of those. So I'm going to jump straight to SushiSwap. SushiSwap is this one is over here. What I definitely do like about SushiSwap is, to me, it just looks a lot sleeker, a lot more slick. It's they do a good job with the lighting and the colors. It seems cool. What I'm not a fan of, once again, is it just shows you, um, in order to see the other features in comparison to ShibaSwap here, you do have to navigate to them. Like if you want to have a look at the pools, or if you want to migrate, which is the equivalent of fetch. If you want to farm, you'd have to go to all these other interfaces here, which is cool. I mean, it's cool, and it's just a matter of preference. It's in comparison, it would probably be my second favorite in terms of interface at face value. I have to admit, I have not really checked everything else yet. And okay, then we'll quickly go to PancakeSwap. Now, PancakeSwap is quite different. What I do like about PancakeSwap is it seems very active. There's they have a lottery feature which they've recently voted in. When I start talking about the governance feature, I'm going to talk about how that actually came about. In PancakeSwap, they've there's actually quite a lot, which I probably can't fit into a quick video, but they do have all the options, like to be able to trade, to farm, to create liquidity pairs. And when I was researching this, PancakeSwap is gamified, so that's why they have functions like this lottery, and there's just a lot of fun ways which people can use to trade, and just to have fun with their tokens. So I'm not going to talk too much about that, but the best thing about PancakeSwap is it does give you a lot of information on on their um, their website. So there's good help sections. What we don't have on the Shiba Inu, there's no guides, there's no help, there's not a lot of information besides the actual functions. Whereas on PancakeSwap, and I think even on SushiSwap, um, they there's lots of things you can talk about voting. They have documents and blogs and merch. And we know all of these features are coming to ShibaSwap. It's only, what, 20 days old, but that's something to put into consideration. So, in terms of interface, this one is will be purely personal. Front, if I was just comparing the front face, I'd probably put Shiba Inu. That's my personal preference up here. SushiSwap probably does better than the other ones, just because, and that's a personal preference. The next one will probably be PancakeSwap. PancakeSwap is, yeah, I really like the way PancakeSwap does its uh, gives us variety and option. It may, for a person who's new to DeFi, it might appear a bit cluttered, but once you get used to it, PancakeSwap seems to do quite well. UNISWAP, this one it's once again, it's a personal preference. Some people really love it, and some people don't like it at all. And I'll probably give it a pip as well, because it does exactly what it's supposed to do. It swaps tokens, and it does it really well, and you can't complain. So if I was to do a deep dive into it, I'll definitely tell you, at this stage you'll find that the other ones, in terms of the functionality which exists and is available, ShibaSwap would definitely be left behind, in my opinion, at the current moment. But that's until myself I develop a bit more knowledge about it. Okay, we'll jump quick to rewards. In terms of rewards, I'll probably skip this section because I have not researched as much into the rewards as obviously as I would have about Shiba Inu. What I do know about ShibaSwap is that a lot of the rewards which come from staking, and most of these other pairs, they have double rewards. They can reward you in their local token and Ethereum, and in the Binance in the case of this one. I think they do anyway. But ShibaSwap often has what we call triple rewards, where you can get, if, for example, Shib Ethereum and Bone, or Leash Ethereum and DAI or USDT, depending on what you stake and provide liquidity for. So I'll probably won't compare them that, because to be fair, I'd need to do a lot more research, and that's why we're going to do a round two. And governance token. Now, a governance token is pretty much it's the base token of the swap, of each of these swaps, and it allows the holders of those tokens to vote, as I explained in my previous video, and we can vote for various features. Actually, what I wanted to bring up, what I liked about SushiSwap, something that most people, I'm really sure, would like, is, you see this here. This is an Ethereum gas meter. It shows us the current price of gas fees at the moment. So if we had this I personally think we should request the developers to have this, so that we can see what the gas prices are, so people know, so we can time when it's cheapest to make our swaps or to dig. And that's a really good feature which SushiSwap has, which we don't have yet. So in terms of governance tokens, all of the governance tokens for UNISWAP, SushiSwap, and Pancake, the governance token here is Bone. Here it's Uni. Here I think it's Sushi, and this one is called Cake, and they're all active. I showed in my previous video exactly where the voting mechanism takes place. There's a voting mechanism for SushiSwap. There is a voting mechanism. You see here, it says vote. You just go here, and these are the votes which have been recently done. And when it says executed, it means whatever the communities voted for has been granted and it's come about. And PancakeSwap also has a voting mechanism. I think if you go here into voting, it takes you to a separate site, which I showed on my previous, and that's where you can enforce the rights of your governance token. Actually, I believe this feature was voted in by the community. It didn't exist in my knowledge, and I think I showed in my previous video they actually voted for it. So that's why it says lottery now live. So that's the power of a governance token. You will be able to vote for features which we think will bring value to our platform. So at this stage, I'll probably leave it like this, and this was just purely face value at the moment, and it's probably going to be a long-term game. So at the moment, to be honest, it's a hard game, most probably between UNISWAP, because of its time in the market, and it's got the highest market cap, and it's also, I think it's got the highest TVL. So technically, UNISWAP should be doing well. PancakeSwap also has a very high TVL at the moment. I think it may even be higher than UNISWAP, depending on which platform you look at, and it has a lot of features. And SushiSwap is, even though it seems like it's dragging here, it actually has a lot of features. And for those of you who don't know, ShibaSwap is actually a fork of SushiSwap, at least in terms of base code. So that's where we'll leave it for now. We would need a round two of actual data to be able to see how far these ones go up. So this is just a personal opinion based on not that much research, so I'll just leave it at that. I was going to do a price prediction, but that'll make this video too long. I'll do a price prediction and something separate. So thank you guys for watching. Let's check this out next time. Peace.